Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing out there? I got another one for you today. But the first thing I want to do, I just want to say Happy Veterans Day to all of our, troops out there who are serving our country and risking their lives for a better future for, America and anyone else that they may be fighting for. So once again, Happy Veterans Day to all of you. And I hope you guys have a very good day today and get your free meals at different restaurants that you can get them from. Um, let's get right to it, shall we? Today, I'm going to be talking about a man named Ronald S. Gray. He went missing on 1908 in this Perce National Forest in Idaho. He was at the age of 62 when he vanished. Now, is there anybody out there that could live in the outdoors and survive, brutal conditions? It was Ronald Gray. I mean, we're talking about a man who also had a military background. He also did tours in Vietnam as well, where he had to eat bugs and snakes, to survive. When he came back from the war, he applied for a job as a police officer in Massachusetts. Then he spent the majority of his career as a Massachusetts state trooper at that point. Now after that, he retired. Eventually he retired after serving about 26 years as a police officer and a state trooper. Now, Ronald, he loved the outdoors, and he took previous trips to Idaho to hunt for elk and deer. Now, he knew the landscape very well, and he trusted the hunting guides that basically established his camp and gave him all the information he needed on how to hunt in those areas. Now, Gray was the type of hunter who enjoyed challenges, the challenges of hunting alone. Now, which is that's obviously that's what he did on September 19th, 2008. Now, he had met up with some hunting guides who told him that they had stashed some extra supplies in a certain area in the woods, and he carried a global positioning unit where he was able to find those supplies. And of course, establish his location, at any time. Now, Ronald told the guys that he was going to meet him on September 23rd, but that date he never kept. He never made it to that date. Now, one of the largest searches in the history of Nez Perce or Perce, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I have trouble with certain words. But anyway, the Nez Perce National Forest was undertaken for Ronald Gray. Even members of the state police in Massachusetts came out to look for him in Idaho. They assisted the search fully. Now, they had helicopters, horses, and ground teams that scoured the area, but nothing was ever found. Now, also, there was a rumor that he had made a radio call to say, and told whoever he was talking to that he hurt his knee, but that was never confirmed. Now, a large section of the 8,500 square mile of Nez Perce was searched for 2 weeks. Again, nothing was ever found. On October 15th, 2008, the search of Ronald Gray was terminated. Since the termination, hundreds of hunters and searchers have continued to search for him. And they, of course, once again, never found anything. Or they never found his property or him. Now, here's where this part gets weird. I've said before that you could be the most avid hunter, hiker, or camper that there is. You may know everything there is to know about the area that you're camping in or hiking. You can know that place front to back because you've probably been doing it ever since you was a kid. But it's very clear that no matter how much you may know and how many times you spent in the woods or in the forest, it's still not safe, no matter what. Because now I've gotten some information from one of my viewers. His name is last name Thomas. Um, I finally got feedback from him because he told me that he thinks he knows what could be doing these things to these people, but for some reason I never got his the information. It didn't show up on my in my comment page. But he said that there are these people that actually inhabited the earth before humans, and these same people are not happy that people like us are going into their forests and all that stuff. So they're very vengeful, and they take their anger out on humans. They either take them away, never leaving any evidence whatsoever, or these same people may be eating them alive and not leaving anything behind but bones. Who knows? Who's to know? But I have heard that there is a type of being that inhabited the earth like centuries before humans came along. Now there could be some truth to that, because like I said, I've heard that myself before, and I think I may have mentioned that in one of my previous videos. But it's anybody's guess. I mean, that theory may have merit, because he told me that he got it from a friend of his that was in Africa. So I'm not saying that he's not telling the truth, and I'm not saying that he is, but I do believe that could be one of the criteria in all these cases. The whole point is that nobody knows who is doing it. That's the biggest mystery in all of this. They show you what they can do, they don't show you who they are. They either a bunch of cowards, or they just know they're very good at what they do, to the point where they don't have to show who they are, because they know they'll never find out, even if they did have some inkling of who these people were. I don't know. All of this is coming about. Now, as far as Ronald Gray, like the story said, he was an avid outdoorsman. He loved the outdoors. I mean, being a military man and spending time in the outdoors in Vietnam, and having to survive on bugs and snakes and all kinds of nasty stuff, just so he could get the protein that he needs, because bugs do carry a lot of protein. I have heard that. From Les Stroud, as a matter of fact, because he does pretty much the same thing every single day. That's why he has that #1 hit show on I think it's the History Channel. But yeah, you get a lot of protein out of bugs. I don't know if I could ever do that, but I know if I was pushed to that point, I probably would. It wouldn't be tasty, and I know I would have to do something. But if I couldn't fish in a lake to get food, I would have to probably eat a bug, and that would probably I would probably have to cook it before I do that. I don't know how crispy fried bugs taste, but I don't know if I'd ever want to find that out. But you gotta do what you gotta do if you have to survive. So I give him much props in that area. But yeah, so he told everybody where he was gonna be, and he told them when he was coming back, and he never came back. That seems to happen in a lot of cases. They know where they're gonna be, but somewhere between point A and point B, they vanish without a trace, and they're never found. That is the biggest problem with all these cases. You got people who are very well known at what they do, okay? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after all these years of them going where they had to go and coming back, they just vanish without a trace, So my take on this is like what I have been saying from the beginning. They are walking into some sort of vortex or a portal that leads to another dimension, or another Earth, or another time, or just a place that looks identical to this one, but I have heard stories where there's no people in the same area where they were, but it's almost like a carbon copy of the area where they were just in, but it's almost like a movie set, But what's obviously happening is that they can't get back. They walk into this thing, and by the time they can get out of it, the doorway closes, and then they're just trapped, for all eternity. Now, hopefully, wherever he is, he's able to live his life, and he didn't get sucked into some void where there's no air, because I would think that's what would be happening to the people that get tossed back to this plane, where they obviously somehow their life force was sucked out of their body or they suffocated. But I would think there would have to be some sort of like constriction inside of their throat from struggling to breathe or whatever. If that was the case. So obviously that isn't the case. They're not being sucked into some sort of vortex where there's no air there, or the gravity is so strong it also pulls on air, so it sucks it right out of your body and you just choke to death. But if there's no constriction in the throat, obviously they weren't choking. They just was their energy or their life force was absorbed by some sort of energy drinking vampire. Now I've heard about these things, energy drinking vampires. Like they could be staring at you from across the room and they're literally sucking the energy right out of your body. Because people who have said this, who have had accounts of these things, they would be staring, they would see this person staring at them, and then all of a sudden they just feel their energy just like diminishing, and they say they can never be around this person. They may know this person very well, but all of a sudden they're near this person and they always get so tired, from being around them, so they have to stop being around because they realize that their energy is being drained. And then they find out about energy drinking vampires and they say, oh my god, that must be who that guy is. We've known this guy for years. And a lot of times they have said that I don't think they know that they're actually doing that, because it could be something that they either can control or that they can't control. But, back to Ronald Gray, like I said, I mean, for him to just vanish like that and not be able to get back, people can search all they want, but they're never going to find him. Unless he just happens to pop up, out of nowhere, sometime in the near future. Just like on that show that Omar Epps was in, where these people just happen to pop up after being dead for like 20, 30 years. All of a sudden, here they are. I can't remember the name of the show, but it was a pretty good show for like maybe 3 seasons, and then they cut it because there was another show on USA that was based on the same story, but it was based off the book that they got the TV shows from. And 2 different shows that was based off one book, I obviously can't survive on TV. And I think the other show probably got cut too, because they really wasn't going anywhere with it. I mean, they were, but I guess they must have ran out of ideas, and then they chopped it, So, but it was a really good show. I liked it a lot. But when it got to the point where they realized they kept running out of ideas, they just cut it, So, and it really wasn't going anywhere from what I could see, because like people just kept popping up out of nowhere who had been dead for like 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden, boom, here they are again, So, but and then there was a lot of locusts that somehow was involved in, it had something to do with why they were there. I don't know, but. Like I said, it was a good show, but but like I said, if this guy was to just show up out of nowhere all of a sudden, and he was just like, okay, where have you been? He wouldn't have a memory of where he was. He would just know that he was here, and the next thing you know, I'm here now. Who knows? I mean, it could be anything, but yeah, that's all I got on that story. Like I always say, stay tuned, and I will be posting more videos. And I once again want to apologize for the delay in the videos. But like I said, my job is, it's Christmas season, very busy. We have a lot of mail to get out, and I've been working a lot of crazy hours. They already told me they want me to work 7 days for next week, so I'll be working both my days off, including the rest of the week. That's gonna be some big money on my paycheck, but I'm gonna be tired as I don't know what. So I will try my very best to make sure that I post another video real soon. I'll try to do another one tonight when I get home, and if not that, I'll do it sometime tomorrow evening, because I don't have to be to work until 6:30. Actually, I may come in earlier. I'm not sure yet, but I will be posting more. So hit me with a thumbs up and like and subscribe below if you like the videos. Become one of my subscribers if you like what I'm putting out there. Because like I said, I'm doing this to make people aware of what's really going on in these national parks and in the forests and everything. So if you like to hear about it, just come to my page and you'll find out as much as you can, because I try to be as thorough as I possibly can with the stories that I get from David Paulides' book. Very thorough, you know, and some of them be real short and some of them be real long. The ones that have the most to say in the book are the ones that got the most detail, and those are the ones that are the creepiest ones, where they be like, they say like a child went missing, and they don't know how, but he did, and then he just happened to be like a couple of hundred miles away in an area where he shouldn't have even been in the first place, you know, and they never have a memory of how they even got there. So that alone is the creepy part of this whole situation. But yeah. So like I said, that's all I got on that story today. I will post more, so just stay tuned, and I will return as always. So aloha, mahalo, and hui ho. Peace.